Speaking of RFK Jr. and animals and pools, this interview was insane. He threw a snake into a pool of children at a birthday party. Wait, what? RFK Jr.'s sister at my daughter's four-year-old birthday party. RFK Jr. stuffed a snake and a small rodent together in a bag. The children all screamed. He then released the snake into a swimming pool full of children. Wait, what? I'm surprised he didn't just bite the head off in front of the kids. I wanted to traumatize them differently. Normally, it's a win-win. I grab the snake with my hands and I go, yum. And I bite the head of the snake and I chew on it in front of the kids. But this time I thought I would teach them a valuable lesson. It clearly builds character. You throw the snake in the water and you're teaching the snake how to swim, but you're teaching the children to avoid the snake.
One more thing, if I can, before you go, Carrie, and that is just these viral videos that have come out of your brother and animals. One that he had posted of wrangling a pair of racer snakes with his bare hand.
That's awesome, dude.
Cheryl, his wife, obviously, was repeatedly telling him to put them down. They were these racer snakes, I guess, on the porch of where they were, Dr. Oz's house or something like that, if I remember. But it just comes in the context of, the dead bear cub, which with the carcass looked like it was in Central Park, that situation. And I know, I
can't get over it. No, it's so stupid. Yum. I see a dead rodent on the side of the street. I say, that's snack time. I chomp on it like it's beef jerky.
Kick claims he once used a chainsaw to decapitate a dead whale. That went on the roof of the minivan, and then he drove it home. I mean, all these stories. I'm just curious, because someone had mentioned that he had a fascination with animals, with being a vet, animal carcasses, since very young childhood. Does that jive with what you remember as his sister?
Yeah, absolutely. And to me, it's complicated. I'm so grateful.
Wait, what the Why is RFK Jr.'s sister? Wait, what? Wait, what? Why does she sound like him? Wait, what the is happening? I can't even hear anything any longer. The only thing I can hear is she sounds like a less bass boosted version of him. What the He taught her how to talk? Does she also have a brain worm, the same kind of worm that took over RFK's brain? Oh my God, why do they both sound like that?
To Bobby, as my older brother, when I was a kid, his fascination of nature he shared with all of us, and he took me to catch snakes and learn about frogs and salamanders and go on nature hunting trips. And he gave me a crow when I was a kid, and gave me a hawk, and I learned so much about him.
Spasmodic dysphonia? I know, but why do they both have it? Is this like a genetic problem? Because RFK didn't used to sound like the way he sounds now. He infected her. Yeah. No, it's maybe the worm. Maybe the worm actually infects everyone around it. We first thought the worm only controlled RFK Jr. like Ratatouille, right? But maybe the worm also spreads. Have you ever thought about that?
There was another side. There was always another side. I'll just tell you this quick story. I guess my daughter is almost 30 now. So when she was maybe 4 years old, we were having our little birthday party, and I was looking in the garden and I found a snake. So I called Bobby. He just lived a mile down the road, and I said, "There's a snake in the garden." He rushed over with his infant son, Aiden, in one hand, who was just a few months old, and a bed sheet in another, a pillowcase in the other. And he grabbed the snake and stuffed it into the pillowcase while he was holding his infant son. So that was a little scary. And then he walked up to where the rest of the birthday party was, and he reached into the bag, and this snake was just chomping on his hand. And he pulled out the snake to show the kids. Then there was a vole, which looks like a mole, a combination of a mole and a mouse. And he grabbed that with his hand and he put it into the bag with the snake, which made all the kids scream because now they were afraid the snake would eat the bowl. So then he shoved his hand back into the pillowcase and grabbed the snake, which chomped.
Bro, look at her face. She's like, what? Like, she's looking at her like, why are you telling me this story? I should not have asked about, the childhood of RFK Jr. It turns out it's just as insane as you would have expected it to be.
On him a few more times. Then we went over to his house a mile away. There were tons of kids in the swimming pool, and he released this snake that had.
She said, "Oh my, dude, what the." If you're rich, this gets called eccentric. If you're poor, this is an involuntary commitment. She's telling this story like it's endearing. To the average person that isn't like brain poisoned with the Kennedy brain rot, I guess, or brain poisoned by unfathomable amounts of money, power, and influence, because this is supposed to be the American royal family. To the average person, they're like, that's the most insane thing I've ever heard. I have a cousin like that. Yeah, he's no longer with us. He died in a state penitentiary. Like, what the fuck? This is an insane person. An insane person that Donald Trump has elected or appointed to a position of profound power. He controls our healthcare initiatives. Oh my God.
Trump put his hand into the swimming pool. Now, so this is somebody who on the one hand has a fascination with nature, but on the other hand has, a lack of judgment when it comes to the safety and care of children. Well,
that's good then. It's good that we put him in charge of, Health and Human Services. That's the best place to be. If you're the type of guy who strangles animals with your bare hands and eats them and stuff, eats roadkill and very clearly puts children into dangerous situations, that's the perfect guy to put in charge of Health and Human Services.
This the person who you want running HHS, who's got this lack of judgment when it comes to health and safety. And I think we've got somebody who's been consistent about these things.
Yeah, bro loves traumatizing children and now is directly in control of what kind of vaccines children get. That's awesome. This is actually good. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's perfect. It's a perfect. We're talking about RFK Jr. and all of a sudden AI RFK Jr. pops up. Oh, my God.